job mutation. Oh, okay. Okay, we're ready.
What's a commander workout to Wednesday? It is marketed presented by Focus Movie.
Okay. You want to do it with Daddy this time?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a... You say.
Day.
Edition of Morning.
Go.
Presented by...
Brock.
The Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Paris Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedics, go to Brock. It's all Paris. And you need to go this way. Okay. Go this way. All right, Drew's up. Go this way. All right. Drew's awake. I'll move this box. Hang on. I'll move this box for you. There you go. All right, everybody. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers, Premium Cigars, Matt 15 for 15% off. Went and saw Crystal Poche yesterday. Got the demon out of my back. Feeling great. If you've not done it, you got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche. You'll be glad you did. Restoredmotions.com. Okay. Say some good morning, y'all. SEC Media Days attendees have been announced. LSU, as expected, bringing Garrett Nussmeier. As expected, bringing Whit Weeks, two guys that'll be up for national awards. Your best offensive player, your best defensive player. The good is sweet. Third player, I was like on the right track, but missed. I said I thought it'd be Aaron Anderson, veteran receiver, your leading returning receiver from a year ago. Not Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton, the veteran receiver who will be attending SEC Media Days. So 11 of the 16 teams are bringing quarterbacks. Good for them. The handful that are not are a bunch of yellow-bellied cowards. So a pox on you. Alabama, Texas A&M, Kentucky, Tennessee, and who else am I forgetting that's not bringing their quarterback? Oh, Missouri. For shame. You're disgraceful. Why are you bringing players to SEC Media Days that nobody wants to talk to? Stupid. The event exists for the media to tell the league stories. Let's tell interesting stories. Go this way. Tennessee losing Nico Iamaleava and bringing in Aguilar from UCLA, basically a quarterback swap. That's interesting. Aguilar should be at SEC Media Days. Zach Calzada, former A&M quarterback, now at Kentucky. That's interesting. Bo Prabula, the Penn State quarterback who left Penn State during their playoff run because he had to enter the portal, now at Missouri. That's interesting. He should be there. Marcel Reed at Texas A&M should be at SEC Media Days. Ty Simpson for Alabama should be at SEC Media Days. It is stupid that those teams are not bringing their quarterbacks, and the SEC should not allow the schools to decide who they bring. It should either be the league deciding who they bring or the media voting for who they'd like to see represented, or there should be a mandate that every school bring their quarterback, because Alabama showing up with a bunch of dudes nobody wants to talk to is stupid. It's just stupid. There's my thoughts on it. Got off the stand there. Go this way. Drew's up. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all having a great day. Say some good mornings here. Smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Go this way. Let's see. Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you being there. Let's say some good mornings. Tim Gotro, Jalen Broussard, Thomas, good morning. Ben Berto, good morning. Hey, Bailey, excited about the new Saints uniforms. Nola is so unique and vibrant. They can do more than black shirts. I don't mind a black jersey. Black jersey's fine. The black on black looks terrible. The all whites, except for the color rush, looks terrible. When they go with just like the plain white pants, that looks terrible. I'm curious to see what the new uni looks like. New helmet. Good as sweet. Hey, Dale. Good morning. Going to be a great day. Hey, Noah. Good morning. Bubba. Good morning. Scott. Good morning. Boone, Dockin' and Rockin'. Irfan Sayad, Gamorgan. Jason H. Morning, Uncle Scone. E-Rock did a great job picking up those fresh kicks for you, kicks of the day, Team Drew. Yes, so Erica got me 2 amazing gifts. Good this week. She got me a new Apple Watch, which I'm very excited about because my old one is on its last leg. The battery lasted for like half the day. It didn't always notify me when I had notifications. It's forced obsolescence. Apple does that with their technology. They force you into getting upgrades by sending software updates and different things that force their technology into obsolescence and force you to buy new things. That's why they change the plugs on their phones all the time. So you have to buy new accessories. Good this way. It's brilliant financially. They make you buy new things. It feels unethical, but they don't ask my opinion on such. But I did get the Apple Watch. I'm very excited about it. And also, hang on. I'll go get the other present so I can show you all the other present that Jason there is alluding to.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Ta-da! Shaqnosis. How about that? Shaq's OG sneaker, circa 1992. His first Reebok sneaker. Never had Shaqnosis as a kid. And now I've got my very own Shaqnosis. I am fired up for it. Erica's like, those are so big. Like, what are you going to do with that? You know, like, I'm going to wear them. Next Saturday when I'm at UFC 318 in New Orleans, watching Dustin the Diamond Poirier go out with a BMF title when he beats Max Holloway, I'm going to be at the Smoothie King Center rocking these. And I'm going to be the envy of every single person in attendance because they're all going to go, ding, Scone got Shaqnosis. That is so awesome. Fired up. Okay. Let's see. Dale, I miss her. Telling you, man, I am sore today. She laid into me, man, but my back feels a million times better. Thank God. RestoredMotions.com. Spurge, Rooney, Austin, Kelly, Weston, good morning. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. If LSU beats Clemson, how much easier does the schedule shape up for LSU through the season? Weston, I don't even think, I know I'm an outlier here. I don't think LSU. Hang on 1 second. I forgot to do something. Good this week. I don't think LSU has to beat Clemson. I don't think that's would it make a playoff run easier? More likely? Yes, all of that is true. And you eliminate a lot of your margin for error if you lose to Clemson. However, I don't think they have to win that. Well, they don't have to win that game. I mean, it's a must win. I only say must win when it's a literal must win. But goodest way. But I like the way LSU's schedule shapes up. You play Clemson. Regardless of what happens, you come home and you play Louisiana Tech. You should win that game. And then you're at home against Florida. I love that you get Florida early in the season. DJ Lagway, the more experience he gets, the more it goes along, like it's better and better and better, whatever. But they're retiring Charles Alexander's jersey in that game. It's going to be a night game in Tiger Stadium. I love that spot. Getting them early in the season. Certainly you'll have their attention after last year. So I like LSU against Florida. Then you play Southeastern. So you get an FCS opponent before you go to Ole Miss. And the home team has won the last 5 between LSU and Ole Miss. But if there was time to get Ole Miss, I think this is the one where they're losing all their players from a year ago. New quarterback, all the guys that were drafted last year, all the one-year mercenaries, Trey Harris, Walter Nolan, Princely, Monmiel, and Chris Paul, Trey Amos, all those, they're all gone. Pegues, goodest way. I mean, they're gone. So massive turnover, great opportunity there. Then you get an open date before South Carolina comes here, October the 11th. And you can say what you want about Lenora Sellers and all that. Y'all know my feeling on it. I'm not sold on Sellers. Great athlete. I do not think he's a great passer. You get that game in Baton Rouge. I love LSU in that game. Then you go to Vanderbilt, which I get it. Bama got clipped at Vanderbilt last year. Maybe a sneaky little spot that's going to be the early kickoff window, but go take care of your business against Vanderbilt. Then you come home against A&M, and I would venture a guess that LSU is going to have vengeance on the mind against A&M. But you get that game at home. Then you get an open date before you play Bama, and then you're at home against Arkansas. You get Western Kentucky, and you finish at Oklahoma. Like, you avoid back-to-back road conference games, and before each of your toughest games this year, you could say you either have an open date or a relative layup before you play your toughest games. So, I mean, there's no stretch where you go back-to-back like, man, that's like, usually you can look at a 3-game stretch on any SEC schedule and go, well, that's the grinder. I mean, maybe like Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vandy, A&M, but you get the open date after Ole Miss and you get Vandy before A&M. I mean, it is a road game, but I like LSU schedule. I do. I think it lays out really well for LSU. Chris Lott, which new transfers for LSU should be at media days, do you think? None. I think they did really well with who they're bringing. I don't know that any of the transfers I would have picked over the guys going. Nuss and Witt have to be there. The question is who would be the third guy. I think that was always the question. Perkins went last year, but he's coming off an injury. Moving in the right direction. I tell you, a guy that I think would have done great at media days is Jack Pyburn from Florida. Interviewed him whenever he signed with LSU, and he was awesome. Like, he's a guy that would go to media days and crush. But I mean, I understand why you're not going to bring a transfer like that. I know it's the SEC, but I know most sources have them losing that one for sure. What do you mean? It's the SEC. Go this way. Matt, how does this new portal window associated with the legislation affect LSU? Admittedly, Irfan, that happened while I was out, and I haven't looked too deeply into it. I know they're instituting another portal window. Like the summer window. So it's the DSA with the DSA waiver. That the DSA waiver, I think, is something that we haven't talked enough about that I think is massive. Like, so a DSA, if you're not familiar, is a designated student athlete. So, if you're a student athlete, you can apply for a scholarship. If you're a designated student athlete, you can apply for a scholarship. So, if you're a designated student athlete, you can apply for a scholarship. So, if you're a designated student athlete, you can apply for a scholarship. with the new revenue share thing, there are with changing the rosters, for example, like in baseball. So baseball is going from 40 to 34 players. Go this way. Well, what they didn't want to have happen is guys that would have been on scholarship or on a roster get cut because of the roster cuts, right? So in baseball, going from 40 to 34. They didn't want you to have to like cut 6 players. So what they allowed is you can name any player a DSA. You could tag them as a designated student athlete, meaning those players would have been cut, but for with the new legislation. So, and if you're a DSA, that means you can go over the roster limit with DSAs. So you could have 40 or 50 players or whatever. And the other thing too is if you get a DSA tag, you have a DSA tag for the rest of your career. So for example, LSU could DSA every one of their incoming freshmen. And so, which I would, by the way. And so that player is a DSA for their entire career, even if they transfer. So the roster limits aren't really going to be roster limits, is basically the way to say it. No, I agree about the quarterbacks. I don't think it should be mandatory. Cool that schools can pick their own 3 guys. It's not cool, actually, Noah, because that's how you end up with punters and graduate senior offensive linemen that nobody really wants to talk to, and then they were just sitting there in a room empty with nobody talking to them. Like, again, the point isn't. This is where I always try to refocus this, Noah, because you're wrong. The point is not to have a reward for veteran players to let them put on a suit and get on a plane and go to media days. Like, that's not the point of the event. The point of the event is the conference puts on this event and says, hey, media, we're putting on an event with all the coaches and top players come tell our stories for the SEC before the season. And they ask you to come to Atlanta or wherever for 4 days and do the whole deal. Like, okay, well, bring the interesting stories. And you can't have an SEC media days where Jalen Milroe's out, Ty Simpson finally going to get a shot, and you don't bring Ty Simpson. You can't have a media days where Nico Iamaleava leaving Tennessee was one of the biggest stories of the offseason, and then they go get Aguilar from UCLA, and you don't bring Aguilar. Like, that's stupid. What I mean, what are we doing? You're going to force feed me like a graduate offensive lineman that's played in 6 games? Like, nobody cares. Bailey, it's funny. I was one of those people who's tired of you talking about Chris Hilton. Then he went off against Vandy in Oklahoma because Chris is great. Like, and the thing is, Bailey, I saw it with my eyes. Like in fall camp last year, in fall camp before 24, Chris Hilton was great, but then got injured. Before 25, he was their best guy. I mean, he was awesome. And then he had that really I mean, I gotta remember. I could see it where I was standing, where it happened. He caught that ball in the front left pylon, came down awkwardly, was limping on that sideline. It was like, oh God, please no. Hey, Sean, don't knock bringing specialists to media days. I will knock bringing specialists to media days. I'm not knocking specialists because I understand the importance of having good specialists, Sean. But bringing specialists to media days is ridiculous, and it should never, ever happen. Hey, Club, good morning. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, man. Jason, thank you, man. David, good morning. Jalen, I like the black helmet. If you like the black helmet, then you exist in a vacuum. You are the one human being alive that likes that stupid, awful, hideous black helmet. Again, Saints black helmet conceptually isn't bad. Their execution was awful. Use the old black helmet from the 60s. The big fleur-de-lis, the old gold logo, the white face mask. That's a great look. The stupid thing that they've done and lost every time in looks awful. They took a really good concept and ruined it. Hey, Ronnie, good morning. Brad, good morning. Feel bad for Hunt's wife since Hunt has to leave town again for media days. I felt like he was in Omaha forever. Yeah. What about Hunt's wife? What about Rivers' children? Rivers and her husband are on vacation in Spain. They get back, I think, tomorrow, and then we're turning around Sunday and going to Atlanta. Hey, Scott. I like the white jersey with the black pants. Nope. Black pants are awful. They should burn them. They should never wear them. Ever. They should go back to the gold pants. White jersey, gold pants, black jersey, gold pants, or the color rush, the white on white. But you got to match the helmet, gold helmet, and the helmet to the golden uniform. Leon, good morning. Tiger Diver, good morning. Tim Gotro, the SEC could mandate who to bring, but in this day and age, it would likely be challenged, court, and overturned. You're thinking way too much of this. Nobody's going to court over who's going to media days. Manny, good morning. Jalen, I like the black helmet. We needed to add something to that one. Do not make me pull out 2 Live Crew. It's your birthday. Hey, David, good morning. Thomas, there it is. Take that, Dale. You know what? I guess we'll probably set the record, Thomas. No, okay, never mind. It'll be in August. It'll be in August. I was thinking it might happen while we're in Mexico, but it'll be in August. Leon, hey. You don't like the all black. I agree about the all white non-color rush. I think the white helmet with that color rush will be the ish. We'll see what they do. Go this way. I think the all blacks are awful. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Morning, Matt. Sometime before LSU kicks off the season, would love to hear your all-time LSU starting offense and defense. Okay. Who remembers the Reebok Zig Tech? Does this say that was 2010? Oh, that was 2010 though, man. That's like, you gotta understand, dog. I'm talking like 92 with my Shagnosis. Like, I mean, this is 20 years before Zig Tech. So you can't drop who remembers Zig Tech and think like you're like that's some way throwback, dog. But I do remember it. Austin, Matt, forgot to tell you, it's my dad's birthday. Oh, look at that. Mr. Glenn's birthday, July 8th birthdays, man. Tell you what, found out yesterday also that my buddy Brandon Holly over at Relief Windows opened Relief Windows on July the 8th. Yesterday was the 17th birthday for Relief Windows, which is awesome. Hey, boondocking and rocking. How long has it been since LSU won an opener? So long, I forgot. 2019. Joe Burrow against Georgia State in Tiger Stadium. Georgia State or Georgia Southern? Georgia Southern. Joe Burrow's 2019 season. Last time LSU won an opener. Bummer, man. Mm-mm. Oh, let's see. Whole Hoot Palmario. Can't crop a picture. Let's see. Blogs. Edit. Let's see. Featured media. Insert. Left wrap. Edit original. Crop. Boom.
What is it?
Anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to update who took that photo. Bell. Sorry, I got to add a photo credit here. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, my apologies. I had to get something published at the website. Okay. I'm going a little long today because Drew's already awake. No need to go rush to wake him up and get out of here. Plus, we've been super early. Like, July is amazing, bringing Drew up to St. Lillian because there's just no traffic. It's awesome. I mean, we leave the house and we're there in like 12 minutes. It's great. Like, normally during the school year, it's 30, 35. I mean, we leave the house. I'm like rushing out the door at 8:02, and we're like on two wheels, like getting in the parking lot, to get him in there before they lock the door. Wild shot, thank you, appreciate that. Gregory Gordy, thank you. Noah going 10-1 their last 11 feels incredibly unlikely. I just want a 1-0 record again. Yeah, maybe incredibly unlikely, but whatever. I'd love for him to win the opener. It's just not like a must win. Like people, it's not a must win. You don't have to win the opener. I was at Austin the next week, 104 degrees and sweating beer. Sitting in the upper deck. Hey Abner, good morning. Thank you, man. I had a great birthday. It was a great day. Very normal day. Brought you to school, went to work, had a long work day. Had a big meeting over at Parish yesterday, and got home last night. And Erica had dinner, and she gave me some presents, and just a great day. Low key, relaxing day. Jeff Hawk, what up, my dude? Hope you're doing great, man. Can talk to you soon also. Brad, I know you don't follow recruiting that much, but have you seen how bad Auburn has slipped in recruiting? Seems like Freeze may be in trouble. Yeah. And I do think this is a very important year for Hugh Freeze. They're bringing Jackson Arnold at quarterback. But, his first year there, they were so close. Remember, they lost to New Mexico State, Diego Pavia. They were the only team really to challenge Georgia. And they lost to Bama on the miracle heave in the back of the end zone at the end of the game. I mean, they were that close to being an 8-win team, But instead they were 6-6. And so last year, I liked Auburn as a surprise team, and they face planted. So be very interested to see if they actually have their comeuppance this year. Travis Roy, game coin updates. Check my wallet for the first time in a while. It looks like it's at 0. So it's not at 0. That is a reflection issue in the Trust Wallet. So sometimes on Trust Wallet, that unfortunately over the years has happened and happens unfortunately. But in Trust Wallet, it's just how it reflects on your wallet. So it will resolve itself, or you can uninstall Trust Wallet and reinstall it. But I'll say it again. Do not do that unless you have your recovery phrase. If you do not have your recovery phrase, do not delete your Trust Wallet, because in order to reinstall it and reconnect your wallet, you're going to have your recovery phrase. And if you don't, your crypto is lost forever. So do not delete your wallet unless you have your recovery phrase. Prods up 96. What's good? Noah, the point of media days to get an inside look into programs by talking to the players. QB isn't always going to be a better interview than a part. Yes. It's no. You're missing the point. Like, you're sitting there as a guy in respect who has never been to that event and has no idea what that's like. I've been there every single year since 2012. Okay. The point of the event is to tell the interesting stories and answer interesting questions around the league. It doesn't take very long to get through the list of questions and interesting storylines till you get to Ty Simpson replacing Jalen Milroe, or the situation with Nico at Tennessee. Like, these are the most interesting stories in the SEC this year. To not bring those guys is stupid. And it is not worth bringing a punter or a backup linebacker and that sort of stuff. So you are flat dead wrong. Like, thank you, Jen Gary. It is literally called Media Days. You bring the quarterbacks. This is not even a question, Noah. You are wrong. You are dead wrong. I have been every year since 2012. You have never, ever been to that event. I know what it's like to sit there and watch guys that nobody wants to talk to, sit on the dais in the main room with nobody around them because nobody's interested in talking to them. That's not good for that student athlete. That's not good for the event. Bring student athletes that people want to talk to. Go this way. That's like, you don't have a leg to stand on. In most instances, when we're talking about opinions, you can have your opinion, I can have mine. That's fine. You do not have the right to an opinion of something you know nothing about. period. I'll say that as bluntly as I possibly can. And respect to you, Noah. I don't mean this to be like abrasive or insulting, but your opinion doesn't matter in this situation. It doesn't. Like I don't have any right to have an opinion on aerospace engineering because I know nothing about it. Like you have no right to have any opinion on how this event should transpire because you know nothing about it. And they should always bring the quarterbacks. It is stupid to not bring a quarterback. Every school should always bring a quarterback. Is this Matt Flynn's first media day? I don't remember. 2007. First as a reporter, let's see. I'm sure Glenn Dorsey and Hester went in 07, but I guess Flynn probably did too. Let's see. LSU usually puts out like in the media day, that's what it is. In the media day packet that we get, they list every media day attendee ever. Chuck. Let's see if this has the all-time attendees. Nope. We'll probably get it when we're there. Yep. We'll get it when we're there. I'm sure someone could find it. I could just ask Hester. But I don't know if Flynn was there. I don't know if Flynn was there in 07. I don't. I'm trying to think who. Stelz, maybe? I don't remember. Ash, good morning, Matt. MLB draft question. Does NIL landscape today change the way which MLB teams draft? No. Because MLB teams are still looking for what they're looking for. Their ability to get a guy to sign might change. Ethan Fry is a great example of that. Ethan Fry is getting what I understand to be, at least as I've heard, the biggest NIL/rev share deal that I've heard of for an LSU baseball player to come back. Now, that's not to say a team couldn't draft him and overpay and sign him, but I think he'll be back. Like, that's a guy who in a bygone era absolutely would have signed. Great to get going. Brad, other than quarterback, which position group are you most confident in for LSU? Receiver, linebacker. I love Witt, West, Devon Keys. I think they got Perkins. I think they got good numbers in depth there. Bailey, my dad loves Saints All Blacks. Are the worst. I agree. Is go this way one of Drew's longest running catchphrases? No, and honestly, the go this way thing, that only started maybe in the last year or so when we started doing our long rides, and I would start asking him directionally, which way you want to go? Do you want to go this way or that way? Go this way. It's probably in the last year. Jamie, good morning. Mark, let's get Cam. I'm just kidding. Deborah, board and happy birthday. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Michael Cook, what's going on? Saints black pants look like yoga pants. So bad. They are so bad. Like all black, just with a fleur-de-lis on the hip. So bad. Got a Scone rant ready for the day. Let's go. Let's see. No, your opinion doesn't matter because there are 5 teams not bringing their quarterbacks. My opinion does matter in the sense that I have the right to have an opinion. I do not expect coaches to consider my opinion. So my point is not that a coach should listen to me. My point is that the league should intervene and do one of two things. Either allow the media to select which representatives they want to attend from each school, or the league mandates each team bring a quarterback, and then they could choose the other 2 players. That is my opinion, which I'm very much entitled to. And I think the league should very much consider. I do not expect coaches to care what I say. Ray, good morning. All right, got to get out of here. Y'all have an awesome day. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube. We'll get them tagged on Facebook as well. Y'all have an awesome day. We will see you.